Ladies, gentlemen, and variations thereupon, welcome back to the Cybus Industries podcast, where I'm Sam, and I'm here with my lovely co-host, Jack Collins. Woo!
Yo!
Welcome back. Lad, you saw I was about to say the giggle. You saw Lucky Day. I don't even know why I was about to say the giggle. You saw Lucky Day earlier, just like I did. Tell me straight up, first initial thoughts. What did you think about it?
I thought it was brilliant, you know. Pete
McTire,
she wrote a good episode. Oh, I love the Kablam Man. People who use
It's the Kablam Man.
I love the Kablam Man. The people who use and exploit the system are the problem.
They're the problem. I love the Kablam Man. And then he wrote Praxeus, which I can't even remember. But you
Guys, there's scares and there's climate change and it's pretty preachy, but today's wasn't.
It wasn't. Well, there were some bits that people are saying are too preachy. I think it was the perfect level.
But that was probably Russell sort of giving his sort of voice and editing the scripts, because obviously under Chibnall, it wasn't like as woke as it always was. Fucking idiots.
That's what I mean.
Anyway.
Because Chibnall writes bloody police dramas, and he was like, you know what, let's write Doctor Who like a police drama.
Yeah, let's make the Doctor like a shill for Space Amazon and let the establishment, not just UNIT, who were like,
it's the Kablam Man! It's the Kablam Man!
The Kablam Man!
Pete McTire's gone from the Kablam Man and Praxeus, which I don't remember,
to a banger RTD1-esque episode.
This is incredible stuff.
That was my first impression, now you ask.
Yeah.
It was so RTD1.
I agree, completely.
It was giving Love and Monsters, like you said.
So the first thing I noticed straight away when watching, it's literally Love and Monsters. It is literally the same plot.
But I like Elton.
I love Love and Monsters is so overhated. I love it. I think it's a great episode.
I can't remember. I'll have to go back and watch that.
I can't remember, but I love and Monsters. To me is an ultimate comfort episode. I've loved it ever since I was little.
I enjoy it. It's just that ending. The episode
the
after
pave slab.
Fear
the
Her.
pavement slab.
Fear Her's worse. But
still not bad.
Before we move on, you just took a cancel X from a cancel van.
Digging up a cancel road.
I'm reporting you
to the cancel. Good old Kel. We've not had a Kel character in Doctor Who in ages. I suppose there was the Benny lady, but that was sort of not on purpose. Yeah, that was sort of like became a meme afterwards.
Yeah, but Kel from the council was an obvious joke.
That's what I mean. We haven't had one of those in a long time, so I'm hoping maybe Mrs. Flood. Never seen a TARDIS before. Sort of similar, but yeah. So tell me about the plot. So obviously people thinking that UNIT is all fake and they're creating like a hoax to troll them.
See, I liked how they were sort of setting something up and then subverted it.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, it was set up as like, blossoming romance, all this, you know?
Yeah, 100%.
But then Conrad just sort of turned in the middle, you know? He lost his sort of like false sort of smarmy vibe and just became plain evil.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, there's someone else who's done that in Doctor Who, but I can't remember who it was.
Well, there was Lance in The Runaway Bride.
Yeah, Lance, of course. The Master's
I can see it in my head where someone starts laughing.
That.
They start laughing, they're like... Or is that Lance again? I can't remember.
Probably Lance.
If you know, comment down below. Comment down below if you know.
Speaking of The Runaway Bride quickly, like you said, I was expecting the Rapnos when like Conrad's mum was looking up in the sky.
Yeah, me too. I thought it'd be something like that, but it was the fireworks.
Donna was probably asleep. That's what I said when me and Royston watched the episode. Like, New Year fireworks, Donna was probably hungover and missing it, even though there were no aliens.
I liked, well, next week is, we'll get onto it, touch on it a little bit later, but next week is a big spider in the sky, so who knows? Maybe it's a sister creature. But like I said earlier, I sort of got this spoiled online, because obviously what I do with this channel is I do take leaks some of the time, and I try not to look at them because I don't want to get ruined. This episode, I knew the whole plot, I knew every character, I knew the whole synopsis before the episode came out, and I really wish I didn't, because I'd have loved to have had the twist impact me of Conrad being a bad guy.
I only knew a smattering of details. Like, I saw the Doctor Who filming locations thing about the protest, like UNIT hoax.
Yeah. Like
a couple of years, like 2023, last year, something like that. I knew that side of it, but I didn't know Conrad was like a dickhead or anything.
Yeah, I felt... I'd have liked to have not known that it was a hoax. I knew it was a hoax, and that really did take away from the episode, because I don't know, I felt like I wasn't
know that
fully
there was going to be an alien hoax. I just knew they were going to sort of make... I knew they were going to do like the sort of conspiracies that unit is a hoax. I didn't know there would be like an inciting incident. Like
I saw behind this. There was like leaked images that people had taken who lived in the area of like the bloke with the hat pulling the head off, and I'd literally seen that whole scene before the episode, like a year before the episode even came out. So
before we actually talk about the episode, is that village where they filmed Church on Ruby Road? Because that church looks oddly familiar. Am I tripping? Or is it just an example of like earlier in the episode where they reused the "Are You My Mummy" alleyway?
Yeah, they did do that. I don't know. I feel like wasn't the church like a set? Didn't they just build it?
Maybe, no? But I don't know. It
know.
Looks a bit similar, like the road in front and shit.
Let us know if you know.
And it also gave a bit Ledworth, but also, you know the sign on like the bus stop.
Yes.
It said Lyme Regis and Axminster. So I'm guessing Ruby got a fucking train to Dorch and then got on the X51 and got off in one of those villages.
So Ruby and Conrad were walking down your street. That's what you're saying?
No. Ruby and Conrad were in like fucking like Bridport or like fucking Chiddock or one of those villages.
Where are you talking about?
Like South Dorset near the coast. Because the bus like sign that was flickering said Exeter, Lyme Regis and Axminster, which funnily enough is how I get to Exeter.
Well, there you go. If you want to know that,
it just made me think maybe they went to Dorset. Maybe they got a famous Dorset 8-incher. Who are?
They got the 8-incher from Dorset. Ruby takes the 8 inches from Conrad. They got the fridge. Well, there you go.
Conrad gives small ween energy, I find.
He's definitely got a small knob.
Those types usually do, don't they?
Yeah, right wingers. Get out. Well, I'm being very right wing on the right wingers. Get out of my country, you right wing scam.
Bloody England for the left.
So tell me, we've sort of just touched on it. Tell me about the Conrad plot twist.
That was another autistically clapping at the screen moment. If we're gonna stay with consistent terms, I was like, "Fuck." I felt bad for Ruby as well, but just the way, like I said, he turned into a smarmy cunt and insulted her. And we'll probably talk about this more later on, but he insulted the brick. I'm not the biggest Classic Who fan.
Oh, I love Classic Who.
But
you need to watch Classic Who, man, or just some of it. Like, I didn't watch it in order when I was a kid.
Speaking of, you remember what I said earlier about the think tank link?
Yeah, from the robot.
Yeah, there was like a fascist sort of scientist group called Think Tank in the giant robot episode with the terrible green screen. So I saw on Twitter that someone theorised that it might be like a remnant sort of group of that think tank, because they're a bit fash.
I wouldn't rule it out. Doctor Who is very crossover. It likes to touch on his past a lot, and I would not rule it out.
Past Russell.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. But like I say, the episode got spoiled for me. Right? Well, I say got spoiled. I went and looked for leaks. It's my fault. But what I didn't see in the leaks, obviously, is the actual episode play out. So when I saw Ruby get sad, like, you know the shot of this piano playing and she looks really sad and they all walk off.
Outside the pub.
Yeah, God, I felt so sad.
Another thing that boiled my blood, when that motherfucker Conrad insulted Shirley.
Yeah, what did he say? You take our benefits or something?
He's stealing our taxes while lying to us.
And then he's the one who doesn't pay taxes in the end. So
yeah, he's the one who's lying.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dickhead, man.
He might be up there with Linda. You know, I genuinely think he might be. I didn't think he was, but I think he is. Yeah. Because even at the end, spoilers by the way, you've made it 10 minutes into a podcast.
This is a discussion episode. You probably have seen it, I hope.
At the end, when he gets his arm, just before he gets his arm bitten, he says like, "Oh, your special effects have taken
special effects have gotten better."
Like, even after all of that and he's been saved, he still refuses to believe it. It's stupid,
Dickhead, man.
Such a twat. But tell me about the overarching story. So we know that Conrad, it was revealed this week that Conrad is the person who told the Doctor about Belinda.
Yeah, I like that. It's a bit of Stephen Moffat, timey-wimey bollocks, which you don't really see much in RTD's
Moffat,
work.
I much prefer RTD's writing to Moffat's.
I do.
But the one thing I like about Moffat, I like with Moffat, he structures a lot of his episodes that are not in order, so you have to sort of piece it together. And I really do like that.
He takes advantage of the time travel aspect of the show.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, think of, but even just like time jumps. I think of like The World Enough and Time, right? We spawn in on that spaceship and Bill gets shot. Spoilers. Bill gets shot.
It's like, however much time at the bottom of the ship and then less time at the top, or time
but
passes...
but like before all of that, like she gets shot and then we flash back to earlier that day when the Doctor and Nardok, they're in the kitchen and Bill's talking about, I don't know if this is a good idea, and then it cuts back, she's still dead, and then it cuts back and they're eating chips and she's like, promise you won't get me killed, cut back, she's dead. That, to me, I love when Moffat does that, and this was very similar.
Invoking sort of emotional beats.
This, overarching story of like, well, we know someone's told the Doctor about Belinda, but who is it? And nobody guessed Conrad. I thought it was him himself. I also thought Ruby was her own mother last year, but that didn't turn out to happen. Instead,
I would have thought it was Mrs. Flood who told him, but then, woman in the shop vibes, but then he probably said he, so...
I've got insider knowledge, Jack Collins. It's not a leak, it's fact. But it's not publicly made by the BBC. It is true, though. This time in 2 weeks... Right.
In the Eurovision episode, we know who Mrs. Flood is.
We will know who Mrs. Flood is this time in 2 weeks.
It's the brownie.
Beep it. This time, this podcast in 2 weeks' time, we will know who Mrs. Flood is.
People artistically clapping in the fucking
That is what
podcast.
I mean.
Instead of like midnight, it's going to be Mrs. Flood. Mrs. Flood. I hope she's not the master. That would be it.
Yeah, I don't think she will. It's too big. My mum thinks she's the master, but.
Nah.
I don't think she is. I just think, but think of that. 2 weeks ago, what was it? Lux. So when we were doing the Lux podcast, we got that again. Yeah. So do that again, and we'll know who Mrs. Flood is. I cannot believe it. Like, we're so close to finding out who she is. I'm so on board with it.
Ends May 24th.
Now, obviously, at the end of the episode, Conrad's in prison, and Mrs. Flood is the guard, or governess, as she says, to come and bail.
They're working together, aren't they?
Yeah, I think that she's recruited him to do something. Do you want to know my theory?
Go on.
I've got a theory that the trickster is coming back. This isn't my theory, I saw this online.
I hope so. His theme in The Devil's Cord.
That's what I mean. And his theme was in an episode recently. It wasn't the well. It might have been Lux. Was it Lux?
Probably Lux and the Pantheon of Gods.
I think it was as the Harbinger thing fell off the cinema that his theme was playing.
After he did the Google, yeah.
Yeah, so. But so there's a theory going around. One person said it, and I'm running with it. Do you know from Classic Who the Black and White Guardian?
I believe so. They're like guarding of like time and like watching.
Yeah, they're basically just the trickster before the trickster was made. So like, there's an episode where a companion, is he a companion? I can't remember. He's like just a knobby little school kid. He crashes a car, and the White Guardian or Black Guardian goes to him and it's the Black Guardian says, "I'll give you your life back if you. All I need is your blessing." Right? So he goes, "Right, yes, I want my life back." Basically, the trickster, and the White Guardian's the good version. The Black Guardian's the bad version. I think the White and Black Guardian have come together with the trickster to make the unholy trinity, right? And I think Mrs. Flood is the White Guardian or the Black Guardian or both. She's somehow both, and she's recruited Conrad, and she's going to use because we know Conrad has bad intents, right?
Yeah,
and he said to the Doctor in this episode, "I reject your reality." We know that the ending's called the Reality War, so I've got a theory that. In the end of the Interstellar Song Contest, Mrs. Flood is going to reveal herself to be the Black and White Guardian. She's going to be with the trickster, and she's going to take Conrad to Wish World, where they're going to grant his wishes of his own reality, and then the reality war is going to be his reality taking over Earth. Something like that is what I think is going to happen. A bit like Alan in episode 1, but just on a more extreme level because it's taken over the whole.
Oh, imagine that would be sick. Just bringing it right back.
And I also think Ruby's dad is important. I haven't written this on the notes. In this episode today, Ruby said, I've recently connected with my birth mother and my birth father, but he's a long story," or something like that. Russell is so... I know Russell didn't write it, but he does the overarching story. That's not just a throwaway line. He has said that on purpose. Ruby's dad is important, and I think Ruby's dad is the trickster, because in the Sarah Jane Adventures, there was meant to be an episode where Sarah Jane gets a daughter who's the daughter of the trickster, but it never happened because Elizabeth Sladen died. I think they're going to reuse it in this. Enough of my rambling. That's what I think's going to happen.
Fucking sick.
Copyright Cybus Industries employee. Copyright Sammy D. Copyright Donna Noble.
Thank you very much. Flipping enormous.
Flipping enormous. That's me every time I see a wasp now. It's summertime.
I don't mean big.
I mean flipping
enormous.
Oh man, right, so talk to me about your golden moment. What was your moment that shone out to you the most this episode?
I laughed when Conrad got bitten after he said special effects have gotten better, haven't they?
Just sunken teeth into. Yeah,
I
agree.
Like the unit hoax reveal, that was pretty up there, because I was obviously artistically clapping at the screen. Because it was sick. I liked his sort of 180. He was like, nailed it. Smartly.
Well, his face, his face completely changed. So he was like, he looked confused. He was like, what? And he was like, then I was like, ooh.
I didn't bring this up earlier, but I also liked the whole sort of use of like TV. That was very RTD1.
TV? Oh, what news? Like the news?
Yeah, like the news and the one show.
Yeah, so that's my golden moment. My golden moment, I've written Trinity Wells slash Alex Jones. So, is it Alex Jones from the one show? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always get confused between Alex Jones, Alex Reed, and Susanna Reed, who all do very similar jobs, who all have very similar names, and I always get confused. Yeah, Alex Jones was in this episode off the one show. Just Trinity Wells and those ones, the Welsh one. I saw her in Unleashed. She was very fangirly. Yeah,
that was nice. I like how Trinity Wells is a conspiracy nut job these days.
She's an anti-vaxxer, conspiracy theorist.
Right-wing Fox Newser. It's funny.
I do love Trinity Wells, though. Trinity Wells, they can never make me hate you. They can never make me hate you.
No, but Conrad, fuck you, man.
Fuck you, Conrad. Fuck you.
I hate Conrad. He's a dick. He's a cunt.
That's it. The bonus question this week, Jack Collins. Do you want to see more of Ruby in the future?
I still prefer Belinda, but I wouldn't mind seeing her again briefly.
Yeah, I think she's in the finale.
She probably works at Unit now, doesn't she?
Probably. They all do. Apparently Donna works there. Yet to see her about, so...
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I want to see Donna.
Well, we know that Susan Twist is back this year. And obviously she works at Unit now, but she doesn't make the tea.
Because she's not evil.
She's not evil, she's an all person. She works at Unit now, and apparently she's back in the finale. Mel's back. It makes sense to have Ruby back. Especially if her story's not over, which Russell keeps pushing to us. He's like, Ruby's story is absolutely not over. It's absolutely brilliant.
It's literally coming soon to an end.
The finale of this series is literally the best thing your eyes are ever going to see. Okay, it's absolutely fantastic.
The Interstellar Contest is literally the most camp thing you're going to see on Doctor Who.
Me and Juno, we sat down and we wrote the Interstellar Song Contest. We cast Graham Norton. He did an absolutely fantastic job. Literally the best thing ever. I'd like to see a bit more Ruby. Even if she just dabbles.
Oh, can I just mention one thing quickly as well?
Go on, tell me.
I loved the Doctor's speech at the end.
He gave Conrad a grilling.
I think that's one of Ncuti's defining moments this year.
Yeah, that's his equation, his version of the Capaldi war speech, I feel.
Or this year's better version of the Dot and Bubble screaming, laughing, crying sort of.
Yeah.
That was amazing, acting-wise.
That was good. I think this is Ncuti's best scene as the Doctor, personally. Doing the Doctor thing.
And sad.
Yeah. He goes through all the emotions. He goes through anger. He goes through, first of all, trying to be nice. Then he gets angry. And then he goes straight to cold-hearted, you're going to die alone in this cell before you reach 50. Your heart's going to cave in. And
so much better than 13. She'll be like, sorry guys, I'm just socially awkward.
That's what it'll be. It will be 13 talking to Conrad. She'll be like, listen, Conrad, right? I know you're a conspiracy theorist. And Conrad will go, shut the fuck up. And she'll be like, okay, I'm socially awkward, so I don't have a comeback to that. So if you just want to leave and go back to your prison cell, that'll be fine. That's what she'll say. She's so...
She'd probably lock him in a room to die, and not tell him that he's gonna.
Guys, we can't shoot Conrad. Let's lock him in this cell. Let's lock him in this cell instead.
The cell with not the Vlinks, the Shreek.
Shreek, the Vlinks. The Vlinks was in this episode for about 10 seconds, and then he ran away under the floor.
Yeah, but the
He's meant to be
Doctor's
this all-powerful robot. Yeah.
Fucking love that scene.
I did love that as well. Final thing to touch on. Next time trailer. There's a big spider god, which I know some things about. Next episode. It's not the Rachnots. Do you want to know what it's theorised to be? This isn't confirmed, it's theorised.
Yeah, go on.
Because the episode is set in Nigeria, people looked up Nigerian gods, And there is a spider god called Anansi, who people are speculating this is going to be, who's the god of stories. We also know there's a barber shop on the spider's back where the missing people go.
And the title of the episode is The Story and the Engine, so that could...
Really shit name, though. I do think the episode names this year have not been as good as last year. Like, last year was some good episode names. Like
Space Baby.
The Robot Revolution, terrible. Lux is alright. The Well, come up with something better than The Well. It's
Midnight 2, Electric Sky, Silvestri Lou. I don't know.
This year is just the something. About 90% of the episodes are just the something. The Well, the Interstellar Song Contest, the Reality War. Yeah, like, just come up with something better.
Not the Wish World.
The Story and the Engine. Like, come on, man. Come up with some better
Revolution.
names. Like, what does the Story and the Engine even mean? Surely just call it something like Web of Lies or something.
The Attack of the Spider.
Yeah, even something. Go classic with it.
An old one.
I don't know.
Web of Fear 2, Electric something. I don't know.
Did you watch Unleashed?
Yeah.
What a load of bollocks was that trailer at the end. Fuck it. Stefan Powell, he spends the whole episode. We have an exclusive look at the next episode. Have you seen it? It's just Ncuti walking for 5 seconds through the town. That is it. Yeah, that is it. It is so stupid how they keep getting away with this. Unleashed, we need some better clips. Make them like 30 seconds.
An episode, clip from today was used in the last Unleashed ep from last year, and he was like, let's have an exclusive preview of season 2.
Yeah. Go outside, big man, see how it is.
Yeah.
Love Ruby, I love her. Okay, well that's pretty much touched on everything. My final thing to ask you...
for breaking her heart.
Fuck Conrad for breaking her heart. Your final ranking out of 5, Jack Collins, what would you say?
Oh, okay. I think it's another 4.
Another 4? Me too. 4. 4 out of 5.
Yeah.
Fair play. That's pretty simple. Let us know your ranking in the comments below. Subscribe to Jack. As always, he's just posted a video about drug dealing simulator, so you can go check that out.
That's fun. I'm terrible at it. Look, before we finish, I'm going to say this season, we're halfway through, of course.
Oh, I can't believe that, by the way. It's scary.
And it's been an absolute banger. Like, I prefer this 4 episodes.
Absolutely brilliant.
It's been literally amazing. It's been better than last year's, the first 4 episodes.
Definitely, yeah, definitely. There was 73 Yards and Dot and Bubble, but there was also Space Babies and The Devil's Cord, which also weren't great.
Yeah, whereas this year, Robot Revolution, Lux, The Well...
And just Belinda is so much stronger than Ruby as a companion. Yeah. I just can't believe Pete McTighe wrote a good episode. I'm just shocked by that still.
Yeah. I liked how Ruby was in today's episode. She's actually, like, well written. She wasn't just, hello, Doctor. Yeah. We're mates.
She was emotional. It wasn't just happy, smiley, or sad. There was actually like fluctuations. There was a flux, you could say.
Oh, well. I like that.
That's it. Well, for now, guys, make sure you drop a like, subscribe with the notification bell on so you get notified every single time I post. I've been Sam, that's been Jack, and we will see you again this time next week for The Story and The Engine. See ya!
Peace and love.
It's the Conrad man!